Hi, my name is Jackson Core. I'm a senior at Samford. I have a social entrepreneurship concentration. And for my internship, I worked with Christian Service Mission. So Christian Service Mission is a nonprofit organization located in Birmingham, Alabama that really tries to connect churches with each other, local nonprofits with each other, and then large corporations, and give them volunteer opportunities as well. So one thing that Christian Service Mission really loves to do is help nonprofits that are a little smaller and need a little help running in their back office, or need help getting volunteers, and are maybe just struggling a little bit financially. And so for my internship, I was actually given the opportunity to work with True Vine Ministries through Christian Service Mission. So True Vine Ministries is actually a church and a nonprofit organization as well, and they operate under one board. And so through that, the church is a really awesome body that meets in Inglenook, which is a very low-income community in East Birmingham near the airport. And then the nonprofit side, they actually run multiple rehab homes for men and women, and they're actually looking to expand that in the future. And then they also give a lot of diapers and food to the surrounding community as well. So my job that I had initially was to help develop a business plan for a thrift store. And that thrift store was going to provide a new source of revenue to fund the other ministries. So I stepped in, that's what I began doing. I started working on that, and then as I went to the first board meeting that I was invited to, after talking with the board, they thought it'd be a good idea if we just took a step back and looked at the financials of the entire organization before we really jumped into anything. So the rest of the semester, my time was spent trying to analyze the financials of True Vine. So I was given an Excel sheet with the basically income and expense for every month for 2017. And we're in 2019, so it was a little tough to get a good look at the entire organization. But the organization isn't necessarily the most organized group that I've ever worked with, and so you kind of just have to roll with the punches, and that's definitely something I grew in with this internship. So with doing that, I presented to the board what I could come up with. I did my best, and they kind of recognized that, and then we actually got the 990 form after I presented to them for the year of 2017. I took that, and then about a month later, they were able to finish their books for the year of 2018. So then I kind of compiled everything into one, did the best projections I could with what they needed. I took off depreciation things for looking at budgeting for the future. And so I was able to compile most of the work into the report that you'll have in my deliverable. And so with that, that was going to be most of my project. And so I just looked at how healthy the organization was, how much they're taking in, how much they're going to need to spend, and doing really the best I could to give a realistic expectation of the next year. And so I was able to come up with a number that the board was going to present to donors at the next donor meeting. And then with that work, actually at that meeting, they were able to raise $20,000 for the organization. And so that was just really cool to be a part of. What I learned, again, was really being able to roll with the punches and work in something that's not super organized, actually, and being able to just do your best and figure it out on the fly, which is actually pretty fun when you get down to it, but it is pretty challenging. Another thing that we really looked at with Christian Service Mission is racial reconciliation. So the church we were working with is a primarily black church, but they do partner with Brookwood Baptist, which is primarily white church in Homewood, Vestavia area. So we did a lot of discussion on that, read a book, and it was just very interesting learning about the different cultures in churches, and then just social cultures as well outside of the church, and how much that plays a role in our interactions. And so even something as small as when I was talking to Pastor Ralph Garth, I learned that in the black culture, it's very important that you have the prefix pastor before you say their name. So rather than, like I would call my pastor Matt, in their church, it's very important that you say Pastor Garth, because it's such a sign of respect. So even little things like that, and then just knowing the culture that you're going to be working in and how much that can have an effect on the efficiency of the entire organization. And you just develop that mutual respect and trust amongst each other, that really allows you to progress forward. The last thing I learned is being able to work faith into an organization like this, and how important it is to plan accordingly, and through your plan, that's where you leave the work for the Holy Spirit to lead and to really rest on that faith. But you have to be organized and prepared and be ready for the organization to move in multiple directions and be prepared to expand rapidly wherever the Lord leads. So you can't really just use faith as an excuse for not being prepared, and you just want to trust in God that He'll provide. And there is some merit into that and taking risks, but I think being a good steward of our resources really is what the Holy Spirit can use to really expand. So I definitely learned a lot through this internship, and definitely look forward to getting more experience in this field. Thank you.